Austria. So you are
That
literally
is
from.
crazy.
Are
Yeah.
you from Red Vienna? Is that where you're from?
No, I am from Stalingrad.
Oh
We
wow.
currently have the Communist Party ruling here. Yeah.
Okay, so you are a leftist, right? You are a socialist.
Yes. Yes.
You're a socialist who
Uh,
is you're not a socialist.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know. I'm close, I guess. I do support a lot of socialist policies, that's for sure. And I really like our ruling party at the moment. I do think I'll vote for them again. So I
Okay.
guess, yeah.
So you're a bit of a social democrat. So you have a lot of gripes with me in particular.
Yes.
I
Yes, I
do you follow my content at all? Or do you watch me at all or no?
do. On the side, I'm not like an avid hate watcher or anything. I see
Would
your
you
content
say
occasionally,
would you say that you
but
see my content through someone else's lens or do you see like directly? Do you watch my videos directly?
both, both. I don't disagree that my opinion of you might be a bit skewed because of the content I see online. I think that's totally a fair point.
And one of
But
those opinions
the
is
thing
that
that my
you
on you is at least.
wait, hold on. You're cutting out a little bit. Sorry. Shitty Euro internet. You think that you're admitting that you might be a little bit biased in the way that you've seen my content due to who you've watched my content through, like drama content. Did we lose him?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what is your today you wanted to talk specifically about Reactgate. The notion that it does not matter if the content creators that I watch actually personally don't mind, as a matter of fact enjoy when I watch their videos in this community, because you're saying that there is still exploitation occurring, that like if both parties consent you still think that there is harm being
Yes.
conducted. Do you have any
Yes.
data to show that there is harm being conducted, or is this your assessment? You're just purely speculating that there's harm
I don't think you
happening?
need data. I think that's should be pretty obvious if you think about the situation. I think like if you understand the relationship you have with the people that you are reacting to, I think it should be extremely obvious that that is the case. I don't think you need data for that.
Do you think this is a proper way to conduct an argument?
No, if do you want me to go in depth into like what I mean?
Well, I do think that you probably, so you made a claim here that you said that there is exploitation occurring here, and then you said it's
Yes.
pretty self-evident.
Yeah.
Something for
Okay.
something
I
to
mean,
be
do you want,
self-evident, unless you're just simply pointing to a thing and going, "Duh, everyone knows it. Come on,
well,
be
I don't know if it's
real."
self-evident. I think it's just I think it should be pretty obvious if you think about the relation. I mean, do you want me to explain it? Like I can go in depth if
Go
you
ahead.
want me to.
Okay, sure.
Okay. All right. So your argument is that because you are given consent to react to the people, it can't be bad, right? Am I understanding that correctly? Or like there can't be exploitation
Well,
then
there's two
because
arguments.
they've given you consent.
There's
Yeah.
two different arguments that I make. Number one is that I do think it's beneficial. I
Okay.
legitimately do think it's beneficial for the other content creator when a content creator is engaging in what I jokingly call ethical reacts, right? Promoting
Mm-hmm.
the content creator, linking it in the chat, urging people to go and like the video, urging people to go and watch the video, urging people to go and like watch other videos of the content creator. This sort of stuff, especially with prior acknowledgement, I think is very beneficial for the content creator. And the examples I use oftentimes are about how Twitch works in general, how live streaming works in general. The thing that I always point to is the fact that there are video game companies and even companies that make movies and whatnot that have marketed, like given me money specifically to play their video games, and also given me money specifically to watch trailers, for example, or other pieces of content that they make. Crunchyroll, for example, will do like live reacts where they pay content creators to watch pieces of anime, episodes of anime, so that they will go and so that
See, that
people will
is
go
the
and watch
important
other
part though.
anime,
You're
including the anime
watching
itself.
pieces of content. You're not watching the whole thing. There's still
Mm-hmm.
value to be gained for the people watching your content. If you play a video game, if you watch a part of a show, they can still play the video game because your experience is always going to be different to
No,
theirs, right?
I watched
And
full blown the entirety of like people do get paid to play the entire video game. People do get
yeah, yeah.
paid to
But what I'm
people
saying,
do
what I'm
get
saying is
paid
that the
to watch the
experience
entire
that
movie. I
you
watched
have
the entire
playing the
Borat
game
movie.
will never be the same as somebody else playing that game. You agree with this, right? Like watching a game is different to actually playing it yourself.
Watching a game is if it's a single player Telltale game, it is not all that different than playing it yourself. I mean, it is
Sure. I mean, if it's
the
if it's
analogy
like one of
you're
those
the
story games,
analogy
yeah.
you're making doesn't exactly fit the bill, because like when I'm watching something, when I'm watching a piece of content on stream, I'm usually either A, disagreeing with the content creator itself, or B, using it as a narrative jump off point. So for that reason, notoriously, I am considered HasanAbi. Many other content creators have made jokes about it, even, and that it's almost always doubling or tripling in some instances the runtime, because I'm not just using one video. I'm basically using usually multiple videos and other points of reference when I'm watching something. It's not just basically like throwing on a movie and kicking back, even though people do that as well. And I do
Sure,
think
I
that
do agree
like
with
I
that.
do think that
I
like
do.
people should be able to do that, but that's an IP argument. We're not going to have that conversation right now.
Yeah, we don't have to. I mean, I do agree that there are people that do it worse than you. That sure, that's fair. But my issue is that you present yourself as somebody who should be extremely opposed to this exact thing, but you are not, and you are actively contributing to the problem. That is
But
why I
okay,
have an issue with you
hold
specifically.
on. You're engaging in hypocrisy fishing, and what is unproductive about that aspect is that you have not actually presented a counter argument for where the harm is, and you
Okay,
immediately
can
jumped
you?
off with the presumption, right? Everyone must agree that there is severe harm being conducted. So the
Yeah,
premise,
can you let
underlying
me
premise is that
explain the whole
the
argument?
underlying premise that I present is not that there is harm. The underlying premise that I present is that there is no harm. As a matter of fact, it is beneficial in many instances. So now it's on
Right.
you to prove
Okay.
that it is not beneficial and it is actually harmful and exploitative.
Okay, I'm sure you've heard this argument before, but I don't think you understand it, because if you understood it, you would have to agree with it, in my opinion, at least. I know there has been a controversy around you about this already, but anyways, by you reacting to somebody's video, you are taking people that could be watching other people's content that is originally produced and not a quote unquote ripoff. I'm just gonna call it that. I know you disagree with it anyways. They could be watching other content, other people's content, and by you reacting to it, you are stealing those people to you. And I think that is unethical, and that is stealing money from people who earn it more than you, in my opinion.
So here's a question for you, and this is a
Mhm.
serious one. If that is the case, well, one, you
Yes.
must have data for it, right? Because that is a pretty solid assertion. If I am to believe the premise of your argument, you need to be able to follow it up with data. Because the counter that I can offer
No,
you always
I don't think so.
the counter that I can offer you all, you don't think so, I know, but like I'm giving you one example, okay? One example where people do actually see value, people reacting or consuming this content, sometimes the entirety of the content in and of itself. You
I
on
don't
the
think
other
there's
hand
no
have
value in it. I
shown
just think it's
you on
exploitative.
the other hand have
That's the
not even
difference.
shown an analog or even any data
Okay,
whatsoever for why
let
this
me
is
let me
harmful.
let me
This is
make
why
it.
this
Let me actually.
discourse is
That's a
like
good point.
usually
You actually
silly.
you're right. Okay, listen. So let's say we're gonna make this like we're gonna reduce numbers here to simplify, right? Let's say there's 100 people. Like the whole market of people consuming online content is 100 people, right? If those 100 people, if 50 of them watch other people's content, right? Like let's say
Mm-hmm.
50 people watch original content and you stream and 50 people watch those 50 people, right? Now there's 50 people watching those original content creators and 50 people watching you. By that logic, you have just stolen half of the available user base, right?
Except the internet is not zero sum, and people do have the capacity to go and rewatch videos. People do have the
No,
capacity
but
to
it
go and watch
is,
other people's videos,
because
and
people
that
don't
is
have
why
infinite
this
time in
argument
their
falls
day. They
apart.
don't have infinite time to watch YouTube
The
or
reason
watch
the
Twitch. Like,
reason why your argument, which is still again not data driven at all, you have still
but it doesn't
failed to
have to be.
present the harm. No, I think you do have to. You make a serious claim, right? And I'm taking it very serious.
Mhm.
So in order for me to understand your position, you can't just rely on a hypothetical that you think suits your purpose. That is not how you can argue in this situation. You can be here's a hypothetical I made up in my mind where I actually win the argument, is not a solid way to
No, but it's not a
argue, because
hypothetical.
then I could
It's
turn
just
around
reducing the
because then I could
number
turn around and tell
of
you a
people.
hypothetical where I win the argument. You know what I mean?
No, but it is not a hypothetical. It is just an example where we reduce the number of people. The underlying argument and the scenario is the same. It's just less people. Like it's still the same market. People don't, like, you're saying that there's not a finite number of people watching, but there is a finite amount of time that people can watch content every
Yes.
day.
In the
You
attention
can't,
economy, ultimately there is a finite amount of people that are watching, but because no
Exactly.
one captures the attention of 100% of the market, and no one will ever be able to capture the
No, but
attention
I'm
of
not
100%
saying you're
of the
stealing
market.
100% of the market. I'm saying you're stealing a part of the market from other people.
Yes. Here's the problem,
Okay.
though. Here is the problem that you do not
Okay.
understand. And I think this is why the consent factor is a very significant one in this circumstance. And I'm going to give you a real world example of this. Boy made a video, 48 minutes long. They went out of their way. They almost got they literally got detained by the Australian police for entering a CIA base in Australia. They did this. It was a long process for them to make this video. They edited it. They hired someone from Fiverr to like draw different parts of the video in and of itself. I sat there on my ass and I watched their video. Why do you think Boy and every single YouTuber that I watch on this stream, and not even just YouTube, but like journalists that I read the articles of, or even people whose even musicians whose music I listen to, why do they appreciate that? Why do you, as someone who is watching from the sidelines, take serious offense when the YouTubers themselves actually think that this is a positive relationship, that they see benefits from it? At the end of the day, as a YouTuber myself, because I am a YouTuber, I greatly value when other people on stream watch my content, because I know that that actually immediately boosts it. Now, there's obviously ways where it can end up harming the original content creator. For example, if you watch a video as soon as it is released, personally, I think that that can have the capacity to sometimes, especially if people are like reacting and then re-uploading your reaction to YouTube immediately, as I do have a lot of fan channels that do such things. I think that it has the capacity to push it off the algorithm for the original content creator, which is why I always specify not to do that to the fan channels that are trying to do that when I'm watching a new video. But some content creators don't even give a shit about that. Like Pooty, yesterday or 2 days ago, I was watching his video. 1 minute after it had come out, he was in the chat gifting gifted subs and saying, I don't really care if you upload this or re-upload this YouTube video and your reaction to it, it's actually
but
good.
there's an important distinction I have to make here real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so you're asking me, first off, you're asking me why I have an issue with it. I mean, as a leftist, you claim to be one at least yourself. You also have an issue with,
as a fake leftist, because I watch YouTube
in my
videos.
opinion. Anyway, okay, you're right. I shouldn't have said that.
You're right.
That's my bad.
Leftism is when you don't watch YouTube videos. You're correct. Go on.
No. Okay. Anyways, you also don't like it when workers are being exploited, and that is what is happening in my opinion, right? So that's, first off, I just want to clarify that. Now, to the point that,
again, that is a presumption that you have.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I absolutely agree.
I'm
not saying that's
with an
factual.
underlying premise that you have yet to prove, but I have actually shown you.
You asked me why I have an issue with it, but wait, that's what I was gonna go into explaining it.
I know, but I want you to explore it a little bit further, because the presumption that you have is, if it's devoid of any sort of real harm, then it's just simply a presumption that you were motivated into believing.
That's what I wanted to explain. And wait, give me a moment, please. Okay, so you asked me why I on the sideline care about this stuff if the people you're reacting to don't care about it. But my argument is not that you are harming the...
I didn't say that. I didn't say that they don't care about it. I said they like it and they actually enjoy
it.
Yes,
sure. They like it. Yeah, you're right.
Send me their latest videos
The
oftentimes
point is
to
still
watch
the same.
on stream.
The point is still the same. I'm not saying that you are exploiting the individual at the time you're reacting to their content. I'm sure it is possible that you are boosting their video, you're making them money, you are making them more successful. I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying is you are harming the wider market of content creators who deserve the popularity more and the money more than you do, because you are not putting in the original effort or the work, you know?
What?
That is my point. I'm not saying that you're exploiting the individual. You're stealing the audience from the wider market.
Okay, I actually am. I am genuinely confused by this, because I feel like this is a pivot, because now you're talking about other content creators. Like what?
No, that's what I've been saying the whole time. You're by stealing content, or like by taking content from one person. That's why I also made the comparison.
And actually thinks that it's beneficial that I watch their videos.
Yes, it is beneficial to them in the moment.
On stream. in that moment, I'm actually, they think,
Yes,
they
yeah,
perceive
that is
I'm
the important
helping
point.
them, but
In
you
that
think they're
moment,
not.
in that moment, but in that moment, as you're reacting to this person might benefit from it, but everybody else loses. Every single content creator, everyone else loses in that moment. And the moment you
Wait,
stop
wait, wait,
reacting
wait,
to that
how? No,
individual,
you need to explain how, because
because by reacting to this person, the people that are watching your stream and you watching that person's content, or like, they're watching you, the original content creators are not benefiting from it. You are taking that audience and stealing it for yourself. That
wait,
those
hold on.
impressions
Can I stop you for
could
a second? Can I stop you for a
yeah,
second?
go ahead.
You do realize that that implies that like I'm doing that just by streaming, even if I don't watch someone else's YouTube video, right?
No, because if you're streaming, you're creating your own content. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with you live streaming. What I have an issue with is you taking other people's content and watching it on your stream and taking impressions from other people that are creating original content. That is my issue.
Okay, but you also are now recognizing that that is still helpful to the content creator. At least they think that it's helpful to the content creator.
In
So,
that moment, yes, in that moment, only in that moment that you're watching them. At the moment you click off their video, it is harming
you're
them again.
stating that I'm making the entire space worse as a consequence of this, and I
Yes,
don't see the
yes.
harm. If you're recognizing that, like when I watch this, literally goes back. I hate to repeat it, but it is turning into that same like two parties consenting to sexual intercourse, and then Jesus Christ being like,
No,
"Have you
because
thought about
no,
someone else?" Meme
that
because,
comparison doesn't quite work. Okay, wait. Let me
but
make
it
this. Let me
does,
make
but
this
it does
comparison again.
work.
Let me actually. I last time I made this comparison, I
Because like,
forgot an important part.
can
Okay,
I stop you for
let's
a
wait,
second
wait,
and
wait,
ask you a
wait, wait.
question? Can I stop you for
No,
a
no,
second
wait,
and
wait.
ask you
This
a
is
question?
actually this is really important. Wait, because this is important for you to understand my actual point. So let's say again that there's 100 people in this market, right? 50 people, or I'll say 45 people, are watching Voyboy's video. Okay, all 45 people, and then 55 people are watching your live stream. Okay,
I know, but that's not
from
how it
those
is. That's not
55
how it
no, 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 no,
works.
no, wait, I know that's why it's an example. It's not an actual, like, I know that the real world doesn't have 100 people, but
No,
you're
that's
watching
not the
his
problem.
content.
That's not the problem.
No, wait, please,
You're
please, let me finish my
misunderstanding.
point, please. Let me finish my
No,
point.
no, you're
You're,
okay.
you're
Finish your point, but your point is still
yeah.
incorrect, regardless of whether you finish it
No,
or
it is not.
not.
Wait.
Because the underlying the for an analogy to work, for an
Yeah.
analogy or an example to work, it has to at least fit the metrics. It needs to be in the boundaries of reality. You can obviously reduce it down to like 100 people instead of
Yeah.
7-8 billion people on the planet. Let's
Well,
say
what is the issue with my
half of
analogy
them have
then?
access to the internet. That's not my problem. My argument isn't that like this is scalable. My argument is, or rather, my criticism of your hypothetical, that you are fitting it into a boundary where there's only 45 people and none of them are going to go and watch that person's videos, and the motivation is that like immediately they have to watch that video either on my channel and never again. There is no lump sum of views in general in the way that you are presenting it, because that's not how views work. You understand?
Wait, so your issue is that I'm putting half of the people on, I don't quite understand what your issue with my argument is.
The issue I have with your argument is that you're not factoring in so many other circumstances that content creators, because maybe you're not a content creator and that's probably why, other content creators factor in specific, like so many different circumstances to the React Gate drama, which is why React Gate is almost always guided by YouTubers that no one is reacting to and
No,
championed
that
by
doesn't matter.
audience members
But can you give
of
me an
said
example of those
YouTubers.
factors? Like you're claiming I don't have data or anything to back any of my claims up, but can you give me an example of what you mean by that?
Yes,
Like,
I can.
okay.
For example, there are plenty of people who will go and watch the original video even after I watch it. There are plenty of people who actually watch the video originally and then want to watch my reaction to it. There are also, once a video is released, right? Once a video is released and put out in the ether, the entire purpose of the content creator is to maximize the amount of eyeballs that that video and all of the other subsequent or previous videos get. This is precisely the reason why I always say that there is actually a beneficial relationship between reactors and also YouTubers.
See,
Now,
but the
obviously,
problem is you're once again
ways of doing
arguing.
it. There are ways of doing it in a way that is harmful potentially.
Listen,
Like
but
if
the
you
problem is you're once again arguing for the point that you're not harming the individual that you're reacting to. I never disagreed that there's a very good chance that at the moment you're reacting to that video, you are actually benefiting the creator. I never said that that was not a possibility. What I'm saying is that by reacting to that person, you are stealing from the wider market because you're sucking the eyeballs that could have been anywhere else on the market. and you're putting them onto you.
I'm sucking the eyeballs away from the market anytime I stream, even if I'm not
Maybe
watching the
that was
video
a
or not.
stupid way of wording it. I apologize, but yes,
No, I'm sucking the
essentially,
eyeballs
yes.
away from other people because time is finite. Obviously, there is not.
Yes, exactly.
So what you're saying quite literally works with just me streaming, even if I'm not watching a YouTube video. Do you understand? The only zero
Yes, but
sum
then you're
part of
creating
this is
original
that, like,
content.
yeah,
That's
every
the
time I
difference.
stream,
You're not
like
not
right now when
stealing
you're
content
talking to
from someone
me,
else.
right now when you're talking to me, there's 23,000 people watching this conversation. Those are
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
23,000 eyeballs that could be watching anything else. So
Yeah,
the
but
harm that
you're
presenting,
creating original content right now. I don't have an issue with that.
No. But the harm that you're presenting here exists even in this circumstance. Perceive that to be
there's no harm
at
here.
all.
No, because the difference is you're creating original content. It's your own content.
Okay.
See, okay,
but
wait,
I'm
okay.
also,
Let me expand on this, right?
creating original content when I'm reacting to someone else's YouTube video as well. I hope you understand that.
Well, I disagree, but okay. Another point here is that okay, would you? I don't know how long do you stream? I mean, okay, this you might call this a pivot, which fair enough, but it does flow into the argument as well. You would never be able to create as much content as you're creating without having you call it a base, I suppose. I call it stealing content without reacting to other people's content, correct? Like you can make that argument that you would be able to put out as much content on stream for I don't know how long you stream, 6-8 hours.
I love yapping,
long.
brother. Okay, a big chunk of what I do is just straightforward yapping. Whether there is a narrative
but you have
piece
to yap
with it,
about something.
Yes, I yap about real world issues. You know, when I'm not talking to someone about the ethics of reacting to YouTubers that actually consent to me reacting to their videos.
Okay, do you at least understand my argument, even if you disagree with it?
I disagree with your argument. I understand it. I just disagree with your argument. That's the problem, I think, that we personally come to a conclusion on. The issue is that, and it's a really unique one that you've presented. Many other content creators don't even like recognize, or many people that are very upset about like people reacting to other YouTubers or whatever, don't even at least have the bravery to recognize that, perhaps it is a beneficial relationship for the content creator that is being reacted to. So ultimately, ultimately you still have not shown the harm. You've simply stated, while I'm streaming, okay, whether it's just me yapping or whether it's me watching a YouTuber's video, you're demonstrating that I'm taking away eyeballs from another person, like from another content creator. But now that in and of itself, I definitely don't disagree with, unless people are multitasking.
Okay.
But ultimately, that same principle can be applied to literally anyone making a YouTube video that's taking attention away from another person that's making a YouTube video.
But they have put in, okay, like, I don't know if you edit your own. I'm assuming you don't anymore. Did you used to edit your own videos? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, there was a point in time when I edited my own videos.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm sure you know how long it takes to edit your own videos, right?
And the funniest thing is, when I used to edit my own videos and when I used to make my own videos, and I still make my own videos, as a matter of fact, I loved other much larger content creators opening up their audience to my videos.
Yeah, no, I as I said, I mean, you don't have to make this argument to me. I absolutely agree that there can be a benefit to somebody reacting to your videos in that moment.
No. It's not just in that moment. It is like a tangible benefit that I see as a content creator that is almost permanent, as a matter of fact, because a lot of those people become of mine, right? When I make a YouTube video and someone reacts to that YouTube video, they become
in the future,
fans.
Those people will also still be watching you, and those eyeballs that were or could be on, if you're making the example that you are the person being reacted to, the reactee, I suppose, could have had those eyeballs, but they're instead on the reactor again, you know? That is my argument.
That's not true. That's my point, because I don't watch all of the videos that someone makes. And even if I do watch all of the videos that someone makes, a lot of the viewers
I'm not saying they would be, but I'm saying they could be.
Every single time
because they aren't on the market.
Wait, can you repeat that?
If they're watching you, those people are not ready to watch something else. They're not browsing the market, so to say.
I'm going to ask you a quick question. Are you a fan of one YouTuber? Or you're a fan of multiple YouTubers? No. It's not the question you think I'm asking. How many YouTubers do you have?
I thought this was gonna come up.
No, it's not a Destiny question. I don't give a shit about that. Or Vosh or whatever. I'm asking you, like, how many YouTubers do you think you watch?
Wait, who did you say before Vosh? I didn't hear that.
Destiny, but that's not it.
No, I'm not a Destiny.
Okay. Well, regardless, how many YouTubers do you watch?
I mean, I don't think I can count like
Okay.
dozens.
Well, there you go. There you have it. You have the capacity to watch multiple YouTubers all the fucking time.
Yes,
It seems.
but that I
So
don't
you
think
don't
that
just like get
disagrees with my
perma stuck
argument.
on one YouTuber, right? Like you don't just
No,
go,
of course not.
well,
No,
I like
no,
Dark
but that's
Viper
my point.
AI,
That's my
so
point.
I'm not going to watch someone else. Like you
but
don't do that. You
but that
watch
is
other people as
that
well.
I think that supports my point. I think that supports my point because you are stealing from the wider market by focusing on yourself, by focusing the audience on yourself. And even though you're benefiting one YouTuber, those people aren't going to be stuck on that one YouTuber, right? As you said, the wider market still loses because they're watching you. You're reacting to content that was made within like hundreds of hours, right? You're not going to be able to produce content that is as high quality as that content within a live streaming scenario. Obviously, people are gonna sit there and watch your content because you're just, I mean, I agree that your content is less low effort than Pokimane, for example, sitting there and eating salad on stream. I mean, obviously that's like a classic example, but you're still stealing the content that is way higher quality than what you could be producing, and because of that you are getting more people to watch your stream than they would normally be watching. Like
No, this is a
I'm assuming you
mutually.
agree with
I'm
this,
not
right?
saying that I do not benefit from it. I'm saying that it is
Right,
a
right, right.
mutually beneficial situation, and it seems like you're upset at the prospect of me benefiting from it. Of course, I
No,
benefit from it. I'm using it as a.
I'm not
as
upset
a
at that.
more.
I'm not upset at you having success. I mean, why would I be? You know,
What?
like I don't know you
No, that's
personally.
not what
I
I'm
don't have
talking
a
about.
grudge
You're
against you.
misunderstanding my point. React content is a win-win situation for the reactee and the reactor.
But it can't be.
However, some content creators don't like it. Okay, and I think that is honorable and that should be respected, right? And outside of that, there are plenty of content creators, almost all other content creators, like the overwhelming majority of them, actually see a benefit from it, which is why they don't mind it or even encourage it themselves. Now, the point is, there are ways of doing this correctly and there are ways of doing it incorrectly. And I'm with you if you're talking about like, you know, just fucking playing a YouTube video and fucking off or something. There's why the
obviously
chair
that's
memes
worse,
work
but
really
I still
well
disagree
online.
with your.
But if you can't come up with a harm, like with a very real harm, and simply resort to hypotheticals that don't exist in the real world,
No,
like a finite amount
but I have
of
because
eyeballs.
because by you watching, by you steal, okay, you agree, you've already agreed to this, right? You agree that by you watching high quality content on YouTube, more people are watching you than would normally, right? Yes or no?
This is yes, it is
Okay,
beneficial
good.
for me. It is
Okay,
certainly
yeah, no,
beneficial
that's
for me.
okay. Wait.
Yes.
Let me keep going. So because of that, you are taking more people from the wider market and putting them on your channel. And because of that, everyone else in the market loses because there are less eyeballs that can potentially watch them. I agree
But no,
that the
I don't
person
agree
you
with
are
that
reacting
aspect
to.
of it because that's not how it works.
Wait,
Because
how?
that is not because I've tried to explain this time and time again to you, but there are many other factors at play here. There are a ton of content creators that I could show you that have come out of this community, specifically Sean the Black, North Star Radio, and many others. There are content creators who are not a part of this community, but have openly stated that the way that I react to their videos have actually been truly beneficial to their videos.
Yes,
getting
once again,
more
I
eyeballs,
agree
like
that
Vince.
that the people you are reacting to in the moment can gain. What I'm saying is you're harming the wider market. I'm not saying you're harming individuals.
There is no harm being done to the wider market. It is the exact same amount of harm that I would be doing to the wider market by simply just streaming my own
because
self.
you've already agreed. No. Listen, you've already agreed
It's
that
like
you're getting more viewers by reacting.
Here's what it is. Here's what it is. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna explain it to you. I had Grimes
No, but
on.
wait,
I
no,
had
but
Grimes
but
on
you
stream.
no wait, we're so close to you understanding this. Wait.
No,
We're so close to this.
No, I already do
you have
understand
already,
it because
okay,
the market
okay,
is
good.
not at 100%. It will never be at 100%, so it doesn't matter. Listen, you're trying to make the argument that I become more popular as a consequence of like other people's YouTube videos, right? Are all the people? Those are all the people that wouldn't watch me otherwise, but are only watching me because I'm watching other people's YouTube videos. That is not how this works at all. Those people.
No, but you've already said that was the case. You said that you benefit from it. You've literally already stated that.
I don't think you understand. It is a mutually beneficial scenario.
No. Wait.
The reason
No.
which is precisely
you,
the reason.
Like 5 minutes ago, you agreed when I asked you if you gain more viewers by reacting to high quality YouTube content, and you said yes. Now you're saying that that's not the case anymore.
Yes, because it is complementary to the narrative that I am presenting. However, if I wasn't watching the YouTube video and I was simply talking, I would still be harming other people in your flawed world.
No.
because people would still
You
be
would-
watching me instead of watching other people.
Right.
That's the
But
whole
it is
point.
less
My
people. It
existence
is less
taking
people,
people's.
and you're creating original content.
It's still original content when I react to a Ben Shapiro video
Okay.
or any other video. For the record, I hope you understand that,
Sure.
because it is still all
Okay,
art is
we'll-
derivative
we'll-
ultimately,
we'll
and
ignore that
also
part of
my
the argument.
reaction to
But
something
wait.
is going to be unique
Let me explain
and
this again.
different than just the video in and of itself.
Sure.
But
we
what
can
you're
ignore this
failing
argument.
to-
We
what
can
you
ignore
are-
this part of my argument, and it still works. Wait, listen. So you've agreed that you gain more viewers by reacting to original content, to high quality original content, right? You've agreed to this.
Yes, it's mutually beneficial. I think that's what you're.
Sure.
That's what you're saying. Okay. I don't know why
Oh,
you're
okay,
laughing.
I'm sorry,
It
I
is
just got a
mutually
funny
beneficial. I hope you understand. In a sea of content creators, you as someone who is not
Love
a
you, Matt.
content creator are standing alone on this front. There are other people who agree with you, but the overwhelming majority of content creators do not agree with your assessment. Myself as a content creator do not agree with your assessment that this is a harm. This is misconduct or somehow harmful to the broader economy of YouTube
Yes,
YouTube
it
content
is.
creation.
Okay,
But you have
let me
failed
explain
to
this again.
demonstrate. But you have failed to demonstrate why it is harmful.
No, I have.
and you have even
I
recognized
think
why
you
it's
have
beneficial.
either not understood my point or you're intentionally misrepresenting it. Okay, so you said that you gain more viewers by watching original content. We both agree on that. That's fine. But if you are gaining more viewers by doing that, then you have to be taking content from viewers from elsewhere, correct?
No, it is not correct.
Yes or no? Okay, why not?
No, it's not correct, because that's not how
So
it works
where do
in
these
the
viewers
real
come from?
world. Where do these viewers come from? I get more viewers when I have someone that I'm interviewing, for example. Their fan base.
That's not the question. That's not the
consensual.
question.
You
Where
don't
do
have an
those
issue
viewers
with
come
that,
from?
right? Do you have an issue when I have a guest on?
Please
stream?
stop
Answer
changing
my
the topic.
question. Do you
Where
have
do
an
those viewers
issue
come
when
from?
I have a guest on stream?
Okay, why are you changing the topic? No, I don't have an issue
No,
with that.
I'm not
but
changing
why are
the
you changing the
topic.
topic?
It's the
No,
same
you
principle.
are.
You don't have an issue when I have a guest on stream, right? Okay, great.
No, I don't.
Great. Perfect. Okay. When I have a guest on stream, sometimes I watch their fucking video sitting next to them, right? I'm still taking their eyeballs away from them. Why do you not have an issue in that circumstance, but you have an issue in other circumstances? Because guess what? I still benefited from
but
it.
that
Not
wasn't
only
my
did I watch
question.
their
Can
video,
you
but I
address my
also
question,
got
please?
some of their fans. I got some of their fans to come and watch me. I stole their viewership from them. So answer me this question. Why are
but
YouTubers
why are you
not
refusing
upset
to answer
about
my
it?
question?
Because your assessment is just false. I don't know how else to describe it. It's
Well,
not
I was
zero
asking
sum.
a question. There was no assessment. I was asking a question.
Your question is what? Okay, ask it again.
Where do the viewers that join your stream after you start watching high quality content, where do they come from?
From all around. What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know where the
Yeah,
fuck people
exactly.
come
From all around,
Yes,
including
the Twitch
the
ecosystem,
market
other
that,
Twitch
including
watchers.
people
They
watching
watch
YouTube,
another
watching
channel
other
and they
Twitch
go,
streamers,
"Oh,
correct?
I want to hear what Hasan has to say about this," so they come and watch me.
Right,
let's
right.
say.
Okay. So we agree
Okay.
on this now. By that logic, those people could have been watching original content.
They can go back to watching the original content regardless.
Right. But they are not in that moment. They are not in that moment.
Yes, that is the principle no matter what, though. That's when I hit live, I'm stealing viewers by your assessment. You are not consistent in your logic. Do you understand?
The problem I'm having is that you are taking the content that is high
saying
quality.
if I have 0 viewers, then it's ethical. If I have 1 viewer, then it's unethical because I'm, by the virtue of me streaming, I'm stealing a viewer that would be somewhere else.
That is correct.
Okay, do you not understand why this is like fundamentally flawed, like the way that you're presenting this argument? Because the only way to basically do the ethical thing in your circumstance is to just never stream, is to just go, never, I'm going to hit stop streaming now, and I'm never going to hit start streaming again, because there's only a finite amount of viewers out there in the ether. And every single time I go live, whether I'm actually watching someone else's content or whether I'm actually doing my own content, which, by the way, I still say that watching someone else's content and adding on to it is still, making new content. But regardless, it doesn't change if I'm reacting to something or not reacting to something, which is why I gave you the example of having a guest on stream. When I have a guest on stream, their fans come in and watch me, right? But that guest doesn't view that, and maybe because you're not a content creator, you're not understanding this point. That guest that comes in doesn't view that as me stealing their watchers. They're stealing their eyeballs because they don't see it as a zero-sum game. And many content creators don't see it as a zero-sum game because there's a shit ton of hours in the day, and people benefit from that. It's a mutually beneficial.
I agree that there's a shit ton of hours in the day, but there's still a finite hours.
There's no difference whether I have a guest on. There's no difference whether it's just me talking. There's no difference whether I'm watching a YouTube video or not. In your assessment, I'm still stealing people's eyeballs away from other content that they could be watching in this circumstance.
Okay, but you've literally just said there's a lot of hours in the day, but there's a finite hours in the day. Like, I mean, you've literally just confirmed my argument.
I don't think you're going to understand the point I'm trying to make here.
No, I think you're not
no
understanding the
matter-
point I'm
no,
trying to make.
I
but,
do. I do
mean,
understand. I disagree with it. Is my point.
But-
There's a finite
but
amount of
I
there's a finite
can't
amount of
see how you
time.
disagree
there is
with
a
it
finite amount of
if-
time in the day. There's a total amount of people that watch. That is precisely the reason why people actually like when Twitch streamers or other streamers react to their content. At least those who do appreciate
I never
it.
said that the
reason
content was
why
bad,
they
of
like
course.
it, or the
Otherwise,
reason
people
why
wouldn't be
they
watching it.
appreciate it is because I have a large audience. Many people who have never seen this content, especially if it's a smaller content creator, especially, will go, oh my God, this guy's fucking awesome. I'm going to go subscribe to this person. I'm going to go watch all of their content. That's why you, as someone who is a watcher, perceive there to be some kind of like violation of ethics, but the content creators themselves, in almost every circumstance, do not.